A research team led by Harvard scientists in the search for technological objects of extraterrestrial origin is set to announce their initial findings from their recent crash retrieval expedition to Papua New Guinea tomorrow, Tuesday, August 29th, 2023. Now, we've seen an increase in national governments beginning to focus from a policy and legislative perspective on the UAP story, but academia has not been far behind, with the likes of Dr. Avi Loeb leading projects like the Galileo Project to bring scientific rigor to the study of unidentified anomalous phenomena. By way of background, Dr. Loeb is an Israeli-American astrophysicist who has chaired the Harvard Astronomy Department, as well as having seats as an advisor to NASA and being the founder of the Black Hole Initiative. More recently, Dr. Loeb has become most well known for his public work related to the first interstellar meteor that was scientifically verified, Oumuamua, that flew past Earth in 2017, as well as his follow-up work identifying the second tracked interstellar meteor, IM-1, that crashed just off the coast of Papua New Guinea. In 2021, Dr. Loeb published the book Extraterrestrial, The First Signs of Intelligent Life Beyond Earth, and it was around the same time that he also started the Galileo Project, a multidisciplinary research team that would be run out of Harvard's astronomy department that would be focused on tracking extraterrestrial technological signatures from extraterrestrial technological civilizations. And it was through the Galileo Project that he led this expedition that just finished this summer in 2023 to go out to Papua New Guinea to see if they were able to discover any remnants of IM-1, which crashed into Earth in 2014. There is intense debate within the scientific community about the ultimate origins of both Oumuamua and IM-1, with Dr. Avi Loeb pursuing the hypothesis that IM-1 is evidence of a technological object of extraterrestrial origin, with the other leading hypothesis being that IM-1 represents a new kind of space rock that has not been seen or tracked across any of the existing NASA catalog. And here's what Dr. Avi Loeb had to say about the upcoming press conference in a recent interview with The Hill earlier today.
Well, this meteor that was more than half a meter in size was spotted by US government satellites back in 2014, almost a decade ago. It was moving very fast, actually faster than 95% of all the stars in the vicinity of the sun when it was outside the solar system. It came from interstellar space based on its speed, the speed recorded by the US Space Command. And moreover, it had material strength that was tougher than all the space rocks cataloged by NASA over the past decade. So that raised the possibility that it's a Voyager-like meteor. In other words, imagine our own spacecraft, Voyager, leaving the solar system and colliding with a planet like the Earth. It would appear as a meteor. And the question is the unusual material strength and speed of that object testimony to the fact that it's artificial, technological in origin? So we went to the Pacific Ocean to retrieve the materials from this object. We found 700 spirals. These are molten droplets from the surface of the object when it exploded over the Pacific Ocean. We brought them back to Harvard University. We used the best mass spectrometer that the world has to offer, and we now have the analysis results that will be discussed in a press release tomorrow, Tuesday, August 29th, 2023. I can give you the punchline. The punchline is basically the title of my book. And this book appears tomorrow as well.
It will be interesting to break down the details from the announcement tomorrow, separating out two issues that they seem to be looking at. One, is the object interstellar in origin? And this is relevant because if we look around in our own local solar system and we're not seeing, allegedly, immediate signs of extraterrestrial or non-human intelligence, it would make sense that if they were coming and visiting our planet, they would be coming from an interstellar origin. So the first question of are they interstellar in origin does lead to the second question of, okay, well, if it is interstellar in origin and we're looking at the material composition and it does not match what we normally see in meteors, and we look and it seems to be engineered, this would be the first signal and scientifically verifiable evidence, because we have the physical evidence of the material itself, that there appears to be technology created by some extraterrestrial civilization. It's also important to note that Dr. Avi Loeb is a skeptic as it pertains to the allegations of David Grush that the US government is in possession of multiple intact and partially intact spacecraft of non-human origin. This perspective has been pretty consistent in academia and amongst scientists, including the NASA UAP Study Board, as they've begun to dip their toes into this topic. As we see the momentum continue to intensify around this story, we're going to see momentum in government, within governmental organizations that are science-focused, as well as external academia and scientific initiatives that are all going to have a very different perspective and access to information. So we need to begin to correlate, as we now see Galileo Project identifying the physical evidence in the public domain, at the same time that we track the disclosure and transparency process within governments around the allegations of that material already existing within classified programs. And if you watched my last video, I talked about the announcement for the upcoming UFO hearing in the Mexican Congress at the beginning of September that's going to be bringing together an international coalition, including Americans, Brazilians, the Japanese, as well as the French, who have recently joined since my last video. That same hearing, they've extended the invitation to Dr. Avi Loeb, who just recently accepted as of today, so we will also see him at that hearing at the beginning of September.